Hey guys, what's up? Gonna go into some deep stuff again because there's nothing else to do except find out the meaning of reality. Anyway, we're gonna show how Hamlet is actually a mini biography of course, Francis Bacon, who was the actual author of Hamlet. Um, let's just read. We'll just read this. This is from a video I got. I'll send the link, of course. Her whole channel is all about this one topic, so this really great stuff. It's like 2 hour long videos. Hamlet's partly a succession play, which represents the fears and anxieties about the passing of an old aging Queen Elizabeth and the exhaustion of a royal dynasty, the Tudors, with Bacon having to face up to the extinction of the House of the Tudors. Through the play, he discloses the unrecorded history of his own private secret life as a concealed Tudor prince, and heir to the throne of England, with its players being the abstract and brief chronicles of the time. It tells the tale of its author, a disinherited royal prince, Francis Tudor Bacon, in the shape of Hamlet, asserting his royal right denied to him by his mother, Queen Elizabeth, refracted through Queen Gertrude, and her husband, the much loathed and notorious poisoner Robert Dudley, Earl of Leicester, of Leicester, in the figure of King Claudius. So yeah, Hamlet is Francis Bacon. Queen Gertrude, who is an accomplice to the murder of Hamlet's father, is Queen Elizabeth, and Robert Dudley is going to be King Claudius in the play, who is the one who might be responsible for Francis Bacon's foster's dad's death, Sir Nicholas Bacon. So, the very first scene of Hamlet, it's enter Bernardo and Francisco. The first line is who's there? Okay, and Franciscus obviously comes from Francis, same name. And Bernardo, if you put it with Francisco, is actually an anagram of Francis Bacon. So Francisco and BAN equal Francis Bacon. And so the question, who's there, the very first line of Hamlet, is actually Francis Bacon. That is the answer to the question. Okay. Um, the second scene opens with the royal court of Denmark, at whose helm proudly stands King Claudius, which is Robert Dudley, and his wife, Queen Gertrude, which represents Queen Elizabeth, attended by the Privy Council, including Polonius, which actually represents Bacon's nominal uncle, Sir William Cecil, and his son Laertes, which represents Robert Tudor Devereux, second Earl of Essex, and daughter Ophelia, and of course Hamlet, dressed in black, because Hamlet's the first emo guy. Okay, and then within Hamlet, there's a play within a play. And Hamlet instructs the actors to speak the speech I pray you as I pronounced it to you, trippingly on the tongue. And now, let's see. Oh, did I miss something on this one here? Oh, sorry, y'all. And do not saw this Hamlet continuing. Do not saw the air too much with your hand thus, but use it all gently. For in the very torrent tempest, and as I might say, the whirlwind of your passion, you must acquire and beget a temperance that may give it smoothness. Suit the action to the word, and the word to the action, with this special observance, that you overstep not the modesty of nature. So now if we look at Francis Bacon's notes in Short Notes for a Civil Conversation, this is his, it's basically the same advice. Francis Bacon says, it is necessary to use a steadfast countenance, not wavering with action, as in the moving of the head or hand too much, which showeth a fantastical, light, and fickle operation of the spirit, and consequently like mind as gesture. Only it is sufficient with leisure to use a modest action in either. That's interesting. Very cool, very cool. And there's even a letter right here uh, by Francis Bacon to someone else. He says, Your Excellency's love towards me I found ever warm and sincere alike in prosperity and adversity, for which I give you due thanks. But for myself, my age, my fortune, yea, my genius, to which I have hitherto done but scant justice, calls me now to retire from the stage of civil action and politics, and betake myself to letters, and to the instruction of the actors themselves, and the service of posterity. That he's saying he wants to take a break from politics and help actors out with their theater. That's what he's saying. Francis Bacon is Shakespeare, y'all. It's really not debatable at this point if you have Google. And this is This is the evil king, of course, who Queen Elizabeth had relations with. That's Francis Bacon's actual dad. And this is Nicholas Bacon, Francis Bacon's foster father. So he took the name Bacon. And this guy, doesn't he look more like Francis Bacon? I mean, he looks like Francis Bacon. I mean, this guy's obviously the foster parent, so he's not supposed to look like him. But that looks like him. That's his real dad, y'all. He's royalty. Let's see. And actually, this guy's name, Leicester, his nickname was Eyes. And even in Hamlet, Hamlet's talking to the queen, and he asks, King Claudius talking to the queen and asks, "Have you seen Eyes?" Which is an allusion to Queen Elizabeth's nickname for the Earl of Leicester. We called him the two eyes of her kingdom. And Hamlet refers to him as this Moor, the other well-known name for Leicester, on account of his dark gypsy good looks. So that's two instances, or hints at Francis Bacon's real dad's name. Also, we see here where the queen is asking, do you want to go to England instead? And actually, Francis Bacon was exiled in France for a while during his early years. So that's kind of a similar happening as well. And the rebellion of Laertes in the play is a dramatized reflection of the rebellion raised by Bacon's concealed royal brother, Robert Tudor Devereux, the second Earl of Essex. Let's see. And then his followers, Laertes' followers, break down the door in the manner of Essex, the hothead Laertes. And in the manner of Essex, the hothead Laertes storms into the room. "O thou vile king, give me my father," prompting the queen to intervene. "Calmly, good Laertes." Then in the Baconian dramatic code, Laertes is made to say, "That drop of blood that's calm proclaims me bastard, cries cuckold to my father, brands the harlot even here between the chaste and smirched brow of my true mother." Okay, well, here you go. These lines, if read literally, are unintelligible and make no sense because they simply do not apply to Laertes. In the play, there's absolutely no suggestion whatsoever that he was an illegitimate child born out of wedlock. See bastard and harlot. To parents not married to each other. Nor is his father in any way a cuckold, whose wife, of which there's no mention of any wife in the play, is having a sexual relationship with another man. It's because he's calling him her harlot. On the other hand, Robert Tudor Devereux is the illegitimate royal son of Queen Elizabeth and Robert Dudley and Francis Bacon's brother, who, though they had secretly married in private, they had never made their marriage public, Elizabeth and Dudley. Hence, Robert Tudor Devereux was a royal bastard, right here, a bastard, whose true mother was no virgin queen. That this one line right here has no textual relevance to the play or plot line whatsoever. None of this is mentioned at all in the play. But it makes sense if it's Francis Bacon's brother's archetype that Bacon is writing about. Okay, I'm almost done, y'all. The consequences for the succession, him being king, would have almost certainly resoluted in national crisis and civil war. Francis had long given up any real hope of succeeding to the throne and the thought of civil war, which is the central theme of his Shakespeare history plays portraying the War of the Roses, with all its bloodshed, dividing families, fathers killing sons, sons killing fathers. That was a price Francis could never contemplate. And so Essex was also now prepared to sacrifice and discard the primogeniture rights of his elder brother Francis, the concealed Prince of Wales. The two concealed princes were now pitted on opposite sides in the manner of succession. Okay? And is nothing going to be short of a fight of the death, symbolically portrayed in the climax of Hamlet, where Laertes, Francis Bacon's brother, and Hamlet, Francis, fight in a duel to the death. Okay? Of course, we know they all die. Not in real life, of course, but that's what the play is exaggerating. Let's see. And even at the end, right before they fight, Hamlet says, "And will this brother's wager frankly play?" So it's Francis is literally saying they're brothers in real life. Hamlet, Laertes, Francis, and Devereux right here. So that's what the end fight is symbolic of. And lastly, wretched queen, adieu, a condemnation through the character of Queen Gertrude. um, before Hamlet said, "I could tell you, but let it be." In other words, if all was revealed, it would shock the entire world and posterity. So if you think that's a cliffhanger at the end of Hamlet, let it be, which Paul McCartney stole, obviously, for the Beatles, um, is actually a secret hint saying I would tell you the whole story, but if I did, I would die. And it's weird how right after Queen Elizabeth died in 1604, Francis Bacon released a new quarto of Hamlet with over 1,600 more lines in it, as if he was scared that the original version would get him killed. Okay, that's a great video, y'all. I'll send the link to it. It ties into some of the other books I've been showing y'all, and yeah, gets deeper every day if we just study. Peace out.